Welcome to the Fulfillment Project podcast, where we, the seekers, unite together to step into our higher selves and highest purpose. I'm your host, Simply Sara, and I'm glad that we have found each other here today. My aim for this show is to give you some tools and strategies along with the awareness of emotional intelligence and intuition as you create a life and business from alignment, creating more joy and fulfillment every single day. Hello and welcome to the Fulfillment Project podcast. My name is Sara Fennell, and I am so glad that you have invited me into your day here, whatever it is that you are doing right now. I'm happy to be along for the ride with you here. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about how you create is what you create, and really the power of intention for how you create. I'm also going to slide in some science, mention a few studies, and explain how we are biologically set up to make intentions happen. Manifestation is not all woo-woo concepts. In fact, manifestation just means to create something or turn something from an idea into reality. And in psychology, manifestation generally means using our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs to bring something into our physical reality. And we're doing this all the time, anyways, coming up with desires and then doing them or creating them. Before we get into all of that goodness, I want to mention that I have my very first book coming out very soon. I know I've mentioned it a couple times here on the podcast. It's launching in November. I am so proud and excited to say that I am the author of the upcoming book, Follow the Joy, the book on aligned manifestation. It's like it's actually happening. Pre-sales are starting really soon and may even be open right now, depending on when you are listening to this. If you purchase the book on pre-sale, not only will you save money on the book because it will be offered at a lower fee, but you will also get access to a bonus course that I have created for you to help you go along with the book called the Aligned Intelligence Method, which teaches you how to get into your own aligned state and develop an emotional and intuitive intelligence for your manifesting powers or abilities. The ladies in my Aligned Sisterhood are actually going through this course right now and are absolutely loving it. Speaking of which, if you are looking to work with me this fall and do your own inner work of alignment, reach out to me and I would be happy to talk with you about the Aligned Sisterhood membership, where you will have community. We have courses in there. There's coaching from me. There's different group calls each month. And really, we're in there to do this inner work. Now, if you're thinking, Sara, how do I know I need to work on my alignment? Let's run through some of the really key signs that you may be feeling. There can be a feeling of burnout or lacking any inspired energy for your business, your family, your health, like all the things. You are most likely sensing maybe a disconnection from life or just not engaged anymore. You may feel a lack of purpose or feel stuck, or that you are just going through the motions of each day. If this is you, reach out and open up an invitation for us to have a conversation. I'd love to see if the sisterhood is ideal for you. The last thing I want to mention before we really dive into this episode is that I am hosting the Simply Aligned event again. Last time I hosted it in June. It will be happening Friday, November 18th. And if you are wanting to get a free copy of my book, plus the bonus course that I just mentioned as well, you will be getting both of those with a ticket purchase to the event Simply Aligned. So this will be a day event in the GTA where I am bringing two inspiring women to talk about intuition and human design. We're going to be doing some breath work together. There will be a sound bowl healing ceremony, and I will also be doing a book signing as well. So you can think of this event as a seminar slash day retreat. My vision is for you to literally leave more aligned than when you arrived. And we'll be doing that through some fun activities and some talks. And yes, there will be face jewels. If you follow me on Instagram and saw my IG stories from the last event in June, you would have seen us all bedazzled up and jeweled up like goddesses. It was so much fun. And I had such great feedback from the women there about how it made them, feel and uplift their energy. And so I just can't not bring it forward to this event. Probably going to be a thing now at my events moving forward. So if you're interested in any of that I have coming down the pipeline this fall, the book, the Aligned Sisterhood, or the Simply Aligned event, you can find all of that information on my website, simplysara.com, which you can grab in the show notes as well. Okay. All right. What I want to chat about today is a concept that I call how you create is what you create. This is also a chapter in my book, so you're kind of getting a little bit of a sneak peek right here at what the book is going to be all about, or at least a section of it. So, how you create is what you create. It really is that simple. And at the same time, it's also that complicated. When we get lost in our thoughts and feelings about what we're creating, it can be so easy to lose sight of the fact that what, like that idea, it all starts with us and how we bring an idea to life. Our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, these are the things to do the how that create our reality. So, does it matter what you create if how you create it is not fulfilling, enjoyable, and leaves you satisfied at the end of each day? Not a not a moment that happens months down the road, but when the what arrives, but in that period of creation of in and of itself, like right now as you're creating. When it comes to creating your reality, if you're not in a good space internally, you won't be able to create something positively externally. My book, Follow the Joy, is a book about aligned manifestation, where it will teach you how to align your energy first before taking action, which is very counterintuitive to what the hustle culture of society shows and teaches us for achievement. We've been told that we must put our head down, work at whatever cost, put in our time and grind it out. We've adopted this concept that we must be the best mother, the best wife, the best businesswoman, have the best body, a huge social circle, be popular online, be successful, and like literally the list goes on and on and on. We're told that we must have it all and do it all with a smile on our face in matching family outfits and a pretty Instagram feed. Right? Like you've seen it. But who are we being when trying to live up to society? Or even trying to live up to our own skewed perception of an ideal life these days. Now, don't get me wrong here. Action and work is part of the manifestation cycle. There is a time and a place for it. We need action. We need to do something, right? But if you want to create from an aligned perspective, the first step is aligning your energy with what it is that you desire. This means being present in the moment, feeling into how you want to feel, and creating that intention, and then taking action from that space. Too often we lose focus on what we think we should look like or what our manifestation should look like. And we truly forget to focus on how we actually want to feel in the process. We get so caught up in the idea of what manifestation should look like that we miss out on the joy of the journey of creation. The waiting game can be hard. Oh, trust me. Like, I know we all want it and we want it now. We have a desire and we want it now. But if you can enjoy each moment and align your energy with how you want to feel, manifestation and our creations will come with much more ease and be so much more fulfilling in the end when you have the thing. So, a manifestation cycle can go one of two ways. And I know I've mentioned them previously here on the episodes, but we're going to go into them a little bit again. So, there's the aligned manifestation cycle and the misaligned manifestation cycle. The majority of people live and create in the latter because it's what we're taught is normal. We're told to work hard, do, push through hard times, and that good things will come to us if we just keep hustling and doing and moving. But manifestation doesn't work like that. And if you're not careful, you can easily create a reality that you don't even want. This can look like more stress, more disconnection, and feeling like you are just never there yet, that the dangling carrot for your fulfillment just continually keeps moving. I lived in this space for a long time, and I can tell you that it is exhausting. Did I achieve goals? Yes. Did I manifest my ideas and physical things? Sometimes, yes. But most of the time, it left me more exhausted or burnt out or disconnected than maybe when I initially started, only to keep me in the same loop of the next thing and the next thing. And oh, here it's this thing. And now I need to do this thing. And it just didn't seem to stop for me. The key to stop this cycle is to focus on how you're feeling. If you're feeling good, aligned, and in flow, a fulfilling manifestation will come with more ease. But if you find yourself constantly stressed or worried or uncertain, it's time to check in with yourself and see where you can shift your energy. It's not about what manifestation should look like, it's about how you want to feel in the process of creating and afterwards. And that is what will create the reality you truly, truly desire. If you are feeling tired or stressed and ungrounded with what you're creating right now, what makes you think that those continued thoughts, emotions, and actions will create something different? Hey, listen, if aligned manifestation was easy, everyone would be doing it. But what it requires is radical responsibility for self, our whole self. And ultimately, that is not something that society values. We are constantly bombarded with messages telling us what we should be doing, how we should be acting, what we should have, and what we should, look like in that process. We live in a world where so much focus is valued outside of ourselves that it can be easy to lose yourself in the process. I've been there. But I really do feel a shift happening. I'm seeing more and more women and especially more and more female business owners waking up and becoming more conscious to wanting a new way, curious about a new way, being open to trying a different method of operation and achieving their goals. I feel like every week I am talking to more and more women who are ready for this inner work, which truly warms my heart. And I see an awesome community starting to build around me of courageous seekers and women who are like ready to get into the trenches and do this work. So the aligned manifestation cycle happens when we take full responsibility for our thoughts, for our feelings, and for our focus for where we're aligning that energy of what we're manifesting. The misaligned cycle happens when we don't take responsibility for our thoughts and our feelings and instead try to manifest from a place of pure lack, desperation, ego focused goals, and relying on pure action. A classic sign of misaligned manifestation will all too often leave you feeling like a failure or not enough or have this voided sense of quote unquote, I thought this would feel different. So I want you to ask yourself, what do I want to create? What do I truly want to create? Not just like the physical thing or what you think the manifestation or you should look like in that thing, but what state do you want to be creating from? How do you want to feel? Do you want to create from joy, from ease, from love and patience and kindness for yourself and others, from passion and eagerness, from calm and peace? When you create from here at the very beginning of anything that you desire, you can't not get those things with the end result of the manifestation that you're after. When you achieve or get your desired thing, let's say it's money, that's a really, always a popular topic. Do you want to be stressed, feel a lack of time, exhausted, disconnected from life? I'm guessing not, right? Like no one really wants those things or asks for those. But here's the kicker. Have you made more money, let's say, in the last few years, and yet you still feel the same or thought it would feel different? This is a classic misaligned manifestation cycle that leaves us in an unfulfilling, exhausting cycle. So, I want to talk about intention, which I feel is the catalyst for whether your manifestations start down the path of aligned manifestation or misaligned manifestation. And intention has been described as a directed thought or focus of the mind. It's the power of our will that we use to create change in our lives. When we are clear about what it is that we want, we can set our intention in alignment with that desire. And the universe will truly begin to conspire on our behalf. I've seen it, and I'll talk about kind of what that looks like as we go here. Now, the important thing to know is how much of your life is getting intention versus attention, where intention is focused while attention is very diffused. You see, when we focus our intention on something, we are putting all of our energy into it. This allows us to create a powerful force that can help us manifest our desires in the most efficient, aligned way possible. I like to look at attention as the energy outwardly focused and intention as our inner attention. Our intention is the force that pulls our attention forward. It allows us to focus on what we want and create the change we desire in our lives, which makes us mindful of how our focus is being diffused outwards. And if that focus is valuable, meaningful, and truly in the direction for what we desire and where we want to go. When setting intentions, it's imperative to be clear about what it is that you want. And the more specific, the better. Vague or general intentions are not as likely to be effective as those that are very well defined. So, once we have a clear intention in mind, the next step is to align yourself with that intention. This means making sure that your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions are all in alignment with what you want to achieve, not thinking one way and acting another, or feeling one way and acting another. When your intention is clear and aligned with your desire, you will create a directional manifesting force. This is because intention focuses our attention and energy on what you want to achieve. And when you are focused and concentrated on your intention, you are more likely to achieve it. I have found that people are really good at knowing what they don't want and can easily complain or know what their problems are, but really do struggle to describe what they want. So let's do a fun exercise to break this down and make this tangible for you. I want you to stop for a moment and think and go inwards if that's safe for you to do right now. Take a big deep breath. Mm. And I want you to think about or to describe the day you want to have or the remaining time of your day moving forward after this episode here. How do you want that timeline to play out? How would you see that movie of your life being created moving forward from this moment? How would you want to feel? Describe that. How would you want to act or interact with others? How will you bring an uplifting energy to everything and everyone that you see? This is a great way to future forecast your intentions. When we have this foresight, we are creating from intention. And an intention is the first step to knowing what the aligned action needs to be for your manifestations. And I mean, all your manifestations, not just like the big things that you desire, but the just as important everyday experiences in your life. It all matters because it is all energy driving your future forward. And your intention creates the vibrational direction and frequency for what you are creating. This is aligned manifestation. The power of intention is not just a new age concept. It is actually something that's backed by science. So get this. In 2006, a study was conducted to test the effects of intention on plant growth. And the study found that plants grow better when they are exposed to positive intention than those who were exposed to nothing at all. And so this suggests that intention can have a real and tangible effect on the world around us. In another study, intention was tested to see if it would influence the ability to hear sound. So the subjects were first, they had to determine which ear of the headphones that they were wearing that the sound came out of. And every time that they would be exposed to the sound or the chime or whatever it was, they had to say whether it came out of the right ear or the left ear or so forth. The group was then asked to create an intention of which ear they wanted to hear the sounds come through. Get this. The study found that when people created a clear intention, they were more likely to hear sound from the ear they intended to hear it from without even any control over that. This suggests that intention can influence our ability in the world around us. Like, mind blown, right? In another study, it was tested to see if we could influence the ability to taste sweet, sour, and salty. And these results of the study showed that those who had set an intention to taste a certain quality were more likely to actually taste it than those who had set no intention at all and just, you know, came in to see what would happen. So, plain and simple, these studies suggest that intention is a powerful force that can influence our world around us. And when we set our intention in alignment with our desire, we are more likely to achieve it. This bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Intention is that bridge. The power of intention is also supported by quantum physics, which tells us that everything in the universe is made up of energy. Everything is energy. And intention comes from focused thought, which is a type of energy that can influence the behavior of other particles of energy. When we set our intention, we are sending out a signal to the universe that can influence the way other particles of energy behave. And that's what was shown in those studies I just talked about. There's also something called the law of attraction, which is a very popular concept. You may have heard of it. And one of the 12 laws of the universe, which says like attracts like. This means that when we focus our intention on something, we are more likely to attract it into our lives. But the intention has to be there for anything to be attracted, or at least intended like to be attracted. So, in order to create change in our lives, it is important to be clear about what we want. And the more specific we can be, the better. And, this involves picturing yourself in the future after you've achieved your desire. See yourself in your mind's eye as if you've already attained it. How do you feel? What does your life look like on a daily basis? How are you operating, or what are you doing to uphold that manifestation? We must visualize it all. And most manifestation teachers talk about this concept of envisioning life after we have our desire, or creating a vision board, which are powerful. So, yes, do them. But what I want to teach you here is a concept to use on a smaller scale where you can more instantly see the results of your intention and build your trust in this aligned manifestation process that I'm talking about here. And so, what I'm going to talk about or teach you is called seeing intending. This means setting an intention for a specific period of time, such as for the next hour, the next day, or a part of your day. Seeing intending is a powerful way to stay focused on what you want to achieve and to keep your energy aligned with your intention every day as it's playing out. We must learn to stay in the moment. So, to do this, first, choose an intention for the scene you're about to enter. Kind of what we were talking about earlier. For example, let's say you're about to go into a meeting or a session with your client. Your intention could be to have a productive and successful meeting or session. If you are going on a date later, or your intention could be to have fun and have a playful time. If you're about to make dinner for your family, your intention could be to be present, to create a fun, peaceful, and joyful like environment for your family. You can do this for absolutely everything, but like pick something today. Pick something that you're going to put an intention into and try this. And once you've chosen what your intention is for what scene, take a few deep breaths and close your eyes. Visualize yourself in that scene you're about to enter and see yourself achieving that intention. For example, if you are visualizing making dinner for the family, see yourself confidently being present, bringing fun and upliftment to everyone, and creating a meaningful experience for you and your family to like sink into that moment together. Now, once you have a set intention, your reticular activating system or RAS will kick in, and this will start to actually look for evidence to support your intention. The reticular activating system is a network of nerve fibers in your brain, and it controls our level of consciousness and activation of that level. It's responsible for the filtering of all this like enormous information that our brain receives every day and deciding what is important enough to send to our conscious mind. And we can't process everything that comes at us every day. So now, when you are in that moment with your family making dinner, you can have an easier time to see when your thoughts, actions, or emotions are not in alignment with your intention. Did you catch yourself being short with your children or your spouse? What, were you in your head somewhere else and not in the moment like you intended? Are you actively aware of how to bring something fun into the experience, or are you just going through the motions again? Like I said, your intention creates that bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And the moments you catch yourself, catch your thoughts, catch your actions or emotions not on that bridge that you created, you can recalibrate and shift. This is true alignment work. Like this is the work, the minute, the minute, daily, like minute to minute shifts to keep our alignment, to get into our alignment, to shift back. Another example, let's say you have an intention for an intimate, steamy night with your partner. Your RAS will kick in leading up to that scene, giving you nudges for getting yourself into the mood, becoming present, sinking into that moment together. It may prompt you to want to take a shower, light a candle, create a vibe with some music, or maybe a flirty text to your partner. Getting your thoughts, emotions, and actions in alignment with what you want. That's what this will do. So, without intention and just showing up for the moment can result in an unaligned energy for how you want to experience that moment that you want to create. Basically, like you'll be showing up without an activated energy, just hoping for magic to happen. This is not aligned manifestation. Now, you may be asking, well, Sarah, what does making dinner with my family or being intimate with my partner have to do with, say, my business or my financial goals? Well, we must learn to be intentional with how we are creating our reality, all of our reality, all parts, because remember, how you create is what you create. And we carry our energy with us all day long, and it is pouring into everything that we do, whether we realize it or not. Remember that directional focus I was talking about earlier, that's that energy you bring forward. So I feel personally, and you don't have to agree with me here, but how you do one thing is how you do everything. And if your alignment is off with family life or the relationship with your partner, then that energy is undoubtedly trickling into all other areas that you are creating. So if there's an area of your life right now that maybe feels like a struggle, or the same patterns keep repeating that you don't enjoy, or maybe it just feels like Groundhog Day again and again every day and not in a good way. Have a look at the energy you are showing up in with that situation and start becoming more intentional with what version of yourself needs to show up. I feel this is a very easy way to start aligned manifestation with the smaller everyday things in our life. When you are clear about what you want and you set your intention in alignment with that desire, you are opening yourself up to the possibility of achieving anything you want. The power of intention is a force that can help you create the life of your dreams. So honestly, like dream big, girl. Like play with your intention today. This is where it all starts. I consider intentions as like the creative juice that all my manifestations require in order to stay in alignment of my pursuits. And I know they will serve you just the same, and I hope that they do. So start getting intentional with each moment of your day. And when you catch yourself not being intentional, just congratulate yourself for recognizing that you are aware of that experience, that you woke back up to realize misalignment. I have seen time and time again that awareness is where change always begins, and intention is where change takes momentum. Boom. Mic drop. Thank you for joining me today. And again, if you're looking for guidance or a new book to read or a community event to meet other like minded women out there doing the quote unquote work, I have those things to support you that I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this episode. So hop on over to my website and you can find all the details there for all that stuff. All right. Have an awesome day. I will see you on our next episode. Thank you for joining me on this episode today. My website, simplysara.com, is a great place for me to continue to support you on your journey to alignment, joy, and fulfillment. There you will find upcoming retreats that I am hosting, resources, books, and many other helpful tools to help you on your travels through this thing called life.